Why wouldn't you take me to a hospital? If you thought I was dead, shouldn't you take me to a hospital? Or a morgue? Call an ambulance? I just woke up in a bathtub full of ice. Where are we at? This ain't even the hotel room I originally got. Who are all these people? I'm not understanding your thought process right now. So let me get this right. You thought I was dead. So you put me in the car. For the last 3 days, you've been transporting me from hotel room to hotel room, picking me up, toting me out the car, put me in the hotel room. But I was breathing, so you just figured I'd eventually wake up. This makes sense to you? No, it doesn't make sense to me. You should have probably took me to the hospital. That's what you do with dead people. Or you're down 911 or something. You don't, when it's checkout time, drag them outside, put them in a car, and go to a new motel or hotel. And then 3 days later, stick them in a bathtub full of ice. Like, I just woke up butt naked in a bathtub full of ice with everybody staring at me. It's all shriveled up. Like, come on, man. You've got to be the stupidest motherfucker. Man, you already know what it is. Jay Williams, Let's Live Life, and we're back. Happy holidays to everybody. Hope everybody had a great Christmas, and I know that everybody did not. But you made it through. Here you are. You've lived to see another day. Always try to keep in mind that no matter how bad you're doing, there's always somebody doing worse than you. Them thoughts right there get me through the hardest of hard times. I'm human. You know, you see me on camera and you might think one thing, but at the end of the day, when the camera goes off, I'm just Jay, man. I'm like everybody else. But we made it through. I hope everybody did the best of what they had. You know, I hope you tried to put some real thought into what the holidays are about. It's not all about gifts, even though that's what it's all become about. It's not just about gifts, man. And even if you're not spending it with anybody you love, it's another day you were here on this earth. You were alive. You could have been laid up in a hospital bed, but you were alive. So, today we'll get into some more of these crazy, crazy stories from the streets. I had, to say the least, an insane life. Everything about my existence, for as far back as I can remember, has just been abnormal. And I've always been my own worst enemy. I do not need anybody to get Jay in trouble, anybody to mess up my situation. I am great at doing that all by myself, all by my lonely. You know, a lot of guys got to ride around three deep in a car, and you got 4 guys in the car, and they go out and cause trouble. I didn't have to be that guy. I don't need nobody to do anything. I can be solo dolo by myself riding around and find myself in all types of just crazy mess, man. But today we're going to get into some of my craziest moments in the streets. Some of the things that didn't take place while I was locked up. Times that I almost lost my life. And just the insanity that consumed my very existence. Some of these stories are hard to fathom and believe, but I promise you they're all 100% facts, man. This is my life. This is Jay Williams. Let's live life. So, you know how to seen it. You know how to lived it. So let's relive it. And real quick, yes, I'm aware my fingernails are dirty. Me and Domi worked pretty late last night messing with my charger. I have the 2014 charger. The oil cooler failed, so it's been leaking oil. So we tore that down last night, messed with that. I definitely need to go back at cleaning my nails again. Sean is finishing that up today. Shout out to Sean and Domi both for helping me with the charger, man. It's always good to have friends. So we're in this hotel room. All this alcohol, all these people, all my homeboys, all these females I know, females I don't know. we've got this suite. It's this massive hotel room, and it is packed to capacity with people. Throwing a coming home party for my homeboy Tommy, right? Just got out of jail that morning. Let's show him some love. Let's put on, get everybody together, and have a good night. One of my other homeboys there at the time had a big white gauze pad over his eye. My homeboy Big Roger. Rest in peace to Big Roger. Because a couple days earlier, he had accompanied one of our other homeboys to a fight. The homeboy's going to get it in with this dude he had beef with. And in the midst of them fighting, other dudes showed up. Roger got hit in the face with a bat. Damn near blinded him. Messed him up. So here we are having this party. I just had surgery on my stomach. I got staples across the bottom of my stomach. So I'm not as active as I'd like to be. Not moving around as much as I want to be. Because, you know, my appendix had ruptured. I had appendicitis. They cut that out. And then I had staples all across my stomach. We run out of weed. Got all this alcohol. All these pills. Y'all ain't bring no weed, man. We figured y'all have the weed. You know how it goes. People leave that sack at the house. They're going to smoke your weed. So one of the girls says, hey, my homeboys and them sell weed. Who's your homeboys? She says a name, doesn't ring a bell. Well, tell them come through. These dudes show up. They knock on the door. The music's going. Everybody just having fun, getting messed up. And in walks the dudes that jumped my homeboy the other day and hit him with the bat. They have now showed up, and we're rivals with their neighborhood. Their neighborhood and our neighborhood, we're at full-fledged war. If they catch us slipping, they get at us. If we catch one of them slipping, no matter, it could be in the middle of Walmart, we get at them. They just walked in, and when they come in at first, it's just a lot of females, and then we're all towards the back. They just walked in to their enemy's party. These guys are standing there, and they're talking to the girl that they know, and we're all crowded out, you know, into the back of the hotel suite talking and chilling and drinking, pouring mixed drinks. We done drug the trash cans in from the balcony, these big gray Rubbermaid trash cans. Took the bags out of them, filled them up with ice from the ice machine, emptied the ice machine. We got like 3 trash cans full of 40-ounce bottles and, you know, of all types of different malt liquor. OD, King Cobra, Hurricane, all your favorites. We look up, and my homeboy Roger says, hey, that's the dude that hit me with the bat. That's the dudes, man. That's them right there. They notice us about the same time that we notice them, and they make a break through the crowd trying to get up out this hotel room. Before they can get to the door, I reach over, reach in the trash can, grab one of these 40s, and I hum it. Phew. Dude, I don't know if he moved, if he matrixed, if his spider senses got to tingling, what happened, but somehow or another he weaved this full 40. It hits the door, ricochets off, boom, bust. They get outside the door, take off running down the staircase, trying to get to this truck they drove in, right? Everybody bum rushes outside the hotel room chasing these dudes as they're running to this truck, this little lowrider truck they were driving. Meanwhile, I can't run because I've got these staples in my stomach, so I look over, I grab a trash can, pull it out to the balcony, pull it out to the rail. So as they're running, everybody just starts grabbing 40s. I sit on the top, and we're just throwing 40 ounces at them off the top banister over this, you know, hotel rail. It is raining 40s as these dudes are running. We're pinging them with them, dropping these dudes. These dudes are getting up and continuing to run. Like, we're messing them up with these 40s. Accurate. Troy Aikman out this bitch with the 40 ounce. They get into the truck, and my other homeboy, Joe, that's now dead. Joe had that Mossberg I was telling you about, and Joe's dead. I didn't, you know, so I can talk about this stuff. Plus, the cops were called, and the dudes wouldn't say anything. We wouldn't say anything. Investigation was closed. No harm, no foul. Joe had been limping around all night, and I didn't realize or pick up on why Joe was limping. Joe had this Mossberg pistol grip pump shotgun down his pants leg inside of his jeans. This is before the skinny jeans. You could do stuff like that in baggy jeans. These dudes get in this truck, and Joe's running towards the truck, and they're reversing, and Joe pulls a shotgun out of his pants. Shh. They keep reversing till they smash into a telephone pole. Boom, then they take off. Truck's messed up, shot all up, they peel out. We already know that the cops are on the way. People are looking out the room. There's gunshots going off. There's a good 25, 30 of us out there. We're out on the banister. There's people out in the parking lot. It is complete chaos out here, right? We caught our ops slipping, and we're going at them. My ride is passed out drunk. The guy I rode there, me and Philly rode there with, this guy is about 7 doors down from our hotel room, laying on the concrete, thrown up everywhere, laying in front of somebody else's door, unconscious. Car keys in his pocket. I ain't got no way to get up out of here, right? Me and another one of my homeboys, Big Mikey, we take off. Boom. I make my way down the staircase. I can't run but so fast because of these damn staples in my stomach. And we run up on the first car we see. We all meet back up at the crib. Not everybody, a bunch of us though. Philly shows up. And he didn't drive that day. We were all messed up, so we had rode with other people. We crash out. The following morning, we didn't even get to stay in the hotel. Cops came, doors wide open. There's people left their jackets and purses. It was just a complete mess because these dudes showed up. The following day, same MO. Right back at it again without missing a beat. I had a sandwich baggie full of footballs, blue Xanax, full of tombstones, Xanny bars, and all these yellow V-cut volumes, these little round volume pills with a V-cut in them. I've been popping these all day long. I've been drinking all day long. We are known to hotel hop, so you know it always ends bad. Jay, what we gonna do tonight? I don't know, let's get a telly. I bet. You driving? Nah, bro, I ain't driving, you driving. So Philly drives. Go get this hotel room. I think we had like 1 or 2 of our homeboys with us. A bunch of different females showed up. Now, the point of me having these pills is to turn a profit, is to make money. I'm the only one in the room with a big-ass sack of pills. I'm selling a couple here and there, but not like I should be. Since I'm cool with everybody, everybody thinks I'm supposed to just give them away. Come on, man, you're acting greedy right now with the Xanax. Man, come on, let me get a couple. All right, man. Throw him a few. Then the girls, you know, when it comes to females, got to look out for the females. So I'm giving the pills away. I get to looking at my sack, and I'm like, man, I done gave 70% of the pills away. I can't make no money back. They're all gone. People keep asking me and asking me and asking me for the pills, and I'm like, nah, y'all got to buy these things. They're not free. I paid for them. Y'all got to pay for them. I don't know if it's because I was inebriated, if it's the pills, if it's the alcohol. What made me do what I did next? Right in the middle of everybody continuing to bug me for these pills, people pulling me off the side. Hey, Jay, let me get a bar. I decide I'm going to eat them all. I ain't make no money off this stuff. I'm already going to take a loss. Least I can do is just eat the rest of the pills. I don't remember exactly how many pills it was. Philly's like, Jay, after this is all done, he's like, you ate, I was sure you were dead. You ate so many bars and volumes and footballs. He's like, you literally had a handful of pills, put them in your mouth, and then like took the sink water from the sink, was putting it in your mouth to try to swallow them, and then was drinking water from the sink. I just swallowed the whole sack of pills in front of everybody. Not to mention I've been eating pills all day. Call it my tolerance, call it divine intervention, call it God. I don't know. They didn't kill me. I don't remember anything in the minutes after that. It would be probably 5-10 minutes after that. We were drinking E&J. I remember going over to the little table in the hotel, picking the blunt up out the ashtray, relighting the blunt, taking a bottle of E&J, chugging a whole bunch of it, grabbing a Dr. Pepper and chasing it with Dr. Pepper. Boom, blackout mode. Curtains. Final act. I'm done. I wake up. I'm in a bathtub. I am freezing. I'm in ice water. I'm butt-ball naked, like I was when I came into this world. I'm laying in this tub full of ice and cold water, and it shocks me back awake. I sit straight up in the tub. I look around. There are females in the bathroom. Dudes. They couldn't figure out how to wake me up, so somebody, I believe Philly, had the bright idea, fill the bathtub with cold water, go to the vending machine, the ice machine, fill these buckets up and start filling the tub with ice. We'll put him in the tub of ice water. He'll wake up. I woke up mad as hell. Why do you think I was mad? You know what happens to a man when it gets cold? Do you know what happens to his when it gets cold, I wasn't mad that I was naked. I wasn't mad about the ice cold water. I guess I was shocked about it. I was mad because things didn't look right because I was laying in the ice cold water and there was females in the bathroom. Everybody's excited. Oh, he's awake, he's awake, he's awake, he's awake. Then they go into, well, now I'm coherent. They go into the story of what happened. First things I notice is, this is not the hotel room we got. Philly tells me, bro, you've been asleep for like 3 days. He's like, the girls kept taking the little makeup compacts. They kept taking the compact and putting a little mirror underneath your nose to see if you were breathing. You was breathing. So every day we check into a new room, go to a new spot, we would just load you up in one of the cars, take you in and throw you on the bed, and you would just sleep. Listen to you. Yeah, he's breathing. Oh, I can see his chest moving. For 3 days, they lifted me up from car to car, hotel to hotel, would leave and go do whatever and leave me in the bed. And I slept, unconscious, inebriated, sedated for 3 days, only to wake up in a bathtub full of ice. You would think these lessons, things like that, would wake you up or wisen you up. Nope. Got out that tub, got dressed, listened to them tell me they all thought I was dead and that moving me around was a good idea, not taking me to the ER where I should have been. But I woke up, went right back to drinking, went right back to popping pills. Crazy. Now, prison and the real world do not have a lot in common, except that there's humans in the real world and there's humans in prison. One thing that is common is that men find themselves in bad situations because of females. Met a lot of guys that were in prison behind a female. Met guys that killed females, killed 4 females, couldn't deal with the loss of a female, turned to drugs. Also know guys in the streets that did things behind females. 2000, New Year's Eve. Can't forget it. And at the time, I'm staying in this place called the Masonettes. Now in Richmond, Chesterfield, you got a masonette it's a small efficiency. Comes with an old brown couch in it, end tables. Walk in, it's a living room and kitchen. It's one room, then a little bedroom, a closet, and a bathroom. There's several different sections of these throughout Richmond, different apartments here and there, all called masonettes. You pay weekly, everything's included, including the roaches. You know, you have no electric, no water, but you got a whole lot of roaches. 2000, I'm living in the masonettes. It was like $80 a week at this point for these things. Nobody wanted to live there just because, I mean, it was disgusting. I meet a guy out there that I had seen before. At first, I couldn't place the guy, and I'm like, what do I know this big-ass behemoth of a man from? He was a bouncer at some of the clubs I had been to. Guy legitly reminded me of the man from Green Mile, the actor that died. Looked just like him, huge, ginormous man, Gilbert. I meet Gilbert out there one day. At the time, we still had the pay phones out in the apartment complex. People had cell phones, but you know, you're still paying back then per minute. You know what I mean? The dollar phones, paying per minute. So we'd all use the pay phones out there. I meet Gilbert at the pay phones one day. We get to, you know, chit-chatting, rapping about this and that. Gilbert's good people. To be every bit of 6'7", maybe 6'8", probably 300 pounds. To be that big of a man, he wasn't a violent dude. But for bouncing, he's great. As a bouncer, what are you going to do against somebody 6'7", 6'8", 300 pounds, besides go wherever they try to put you? So we talk about this and that. I realize which clubs I've seen him at, where I've seen him around. Cool. Every now and then I come through. He doesn't live far from me, like 2 buildings over. I drank with him, smoked with him. He was known to have different females over there. So over time, we party at his apartment, party at my apartment. I always see Gilbert with this little girl. I think she was maybe 3, 4 years old. Beautiful little girl. I knew, you know, right away, that's his daughter. He's real proud of his daughter, man. Real polite, well-mannered young girl. New Year's Eve that night, we have a big-ass party at my house, and there's all these people there. Some of the people, most of the people I knew, but you know when you have a party, people bring people you don't know. It was one of them things. There was a lot of random people there I didn't know as well. At the time, I'm drinking E&J, the Irk and Jerk, Easy Jesus, like brandy. Everybody's drinking. We got tons and tons and tons of bottles of E&J everywhere. All these different liquors, different beer, lots of weed smoke in the air, popping pills, people just getting messed up, right? Gilbert keeps leaving the apartment and going to the payphone. Come back in. What's going on? Man, me and the girl arguing. He's not with his baby mama. Yeah, we're arguing over child support, blah, blah, blah. And I've been hearing rumors in the streets that the baby may not be mine, so I want a paternity test. She's freaking out because I'm telling her I want this paternity test. All right. Throughout the night, man, he's drinking more and more, and he's a big, big man, like I told you. So he can drink a whole lot of liquor. He comes in after arguing on the phone, and I can hear him, even with our music playing and all the noise in this apartment that's overcrowded, too many people, lots of smoke in the air. I can hear Gilbert outside on this payphone that's about 60, 70 feet from my living room, arguing and yelling on his payphone. Comes back in the apartment, and his whole demeanor has just went dark. So what's up with you, man? Tears running down his face. He looked at me and just started crying. I said, you all right? I'm thinking, the man's drunk. He got too much alcohol in him. He's about to start doing this crying shit, right? No, I'm not all right. What's the problem, man? Just give me a couple minutes, man. Let me collect myself. Grabs the bottle of liquor and chugs. I mean, like, chugs that shit like it's water and he's dehydrated. Bucking this bottle of liquor. Easy 20, 25 shots on what he drank, right? Wipes his tears off, sits the bottle down. Takes a couple minutes, he don't say nothing. Just a big ass behemoth of a man leaned up against the fridge. Looks at me and says, it's not my daughter, Jay. What did you just say? It's not my daughter, she's been playing me. Mind you now, this kid is 3, 4 years old. What do you mean she's not your daughter? I told her that I wasn't paying her with child support because I keep hearing from everybody in the streets that she was cheating on me with another dude. And I'm not paying no child support until it's proven that the kid is mine. And she said, well, if you want to be petty, and that's where you want to take it, I can go ahead and save you the money for the paternity test. Baby's not yours. Wow. So he's been paying on this little girl now 3, 4 years, and she's not his. He's loved this little girl, was there at the birth. She's at his apartment all the time. He's like got this little girl anytime he's not working. He was a great dad. Only to be told by this scumbag ass girl, don't even worry about wasting your money on a paternity test. The baby's not yours anyway. Breaks his heart, crushes him. I've got a toolbox on top of the refrigerator. It's like just a little, not a big toolbox, like a little handyman box on top of the refrigerator for little stuff I've been fixing around the apartment because there was just all types of shit broken. And laying on top of the toolbox was one of those X-Acto knives, one of those razors that you just click open. He's in the middle of talking, looks up at the refrigerator, grabs a little knife, pulls it down, is clicking it in and out. So I'm standing there looking at this grown man, this big-ass man with these tears running down his eyes, holding this X-Acto knife, this little click-in, click-out knife, sharp-ass razor blade on it. And I'm not thinking much about it. He's telling me what's going on with the girl, and he's heartbroken. He can't believe she did this, and I'm her daddy. You know, this is killing me inside, Jay. And the man is drunk. To say he's drunk, that's just an understatement. You've seen somebody get so drunk before they just start crying. Oh, I love you, like that. He's that drunk, but way, way beyond this point of drunk. He says, I can't take this shit, grabs his shirt and just rips this shit like the Incredible Hulk, tears his shirt off in the middle of the kitchen. By now, you got all these people that have never met this man, and they're looking at this damn giant standing in the middle of my kitchen right by the fridge, just torn his shirt off. He just laid the X-Acto knife down on the counter, ripped his shirt off and thrown it. I'm like, man, I hope this big son bitch don't wild out. I might have to shoot him. Like, he's too big to be fighting with. And I'm not gonna let nobody bank him, but he can't go nuts in here. You know what I mean? Like he would. There's nobody he can beat this big ass dude up. So I just hope this don't end bad. Now everybody's done. They done went from partying and doing what they're doing, smoking, drinking, having a good time, to looking over like, yo, it's all eyes on him. What's up with this big son of a bitch, right? He picks that X-Acto knife up, my right hand to God. Takes it, clicks the blade open, sticks it in right above his belly button, and just pulls straight up the center of his chest. You heard me. He put the knife in right above his belly button and just ripped straight up to the center of his chest. We're all just standing there in disbelief of what we just saw. Like, not trying to wrap my mind around it. I really just witnessed what this man just did to himself. Instantly, blood goes everywhere. Towards the top, you see white inside where he cut is just filleted open white meat. And then down towards his stomach area, there's just stuff running out everywhere. There's blood going everywhere, right? I think it took my brain a good 10, 15 seconds to catch up with what my eyes had just witnessed. Doesn't say anything after he does it. He just stands there and then lays the X-Acto knife back down. This man is gushing. He's bleeding everywhere. The floor, as fast as it can come out, it's just covered the kitchen floor running down the front of his body all over the floor. Doesn't say a word. Still got tears running out his eye. Reaches over, fumbles for the bottle of liquor, gets it, and bucks it again. By now, people are, yo, I'm getting the fuck out of here. We got to go. Come on, let's go. Let's leave. Everybody starts leaving. People just jump ship. The party is over. Man just tried to gut himself in the middle of the kitchen. They don't know why. The music's been playing. They haven't had the conversation I just had with him. They just think he's crazy. He's got a razor knife. He just cut himself. Who's next? We're leaving. Party shuts down. Everybody leaves. Meanwhile, he's leaning back against the fridge, just standing there, still crying, not saying nothing, just pale looking in the face. He's lost so much blood. Somebody called. Y'all need to call an ambulance, man. Dial 911. Call an ambulance. They run outside. One of the dudes at the party runs outside, dials 911, says, yo, dude cut himself. We need an ambulance here fast. Ambulance pulls up. By now, he's done slid down the refrigerator and is sitting in the floor with his legs out in front of him, just cut wide open and feeling sorry for himself, right? Continuously blood everywhere. So much blood. And I'm still talking to him. I'm like, yo, man, you all right? Why did you do that? What is wrong with you? Are you crazy? Yada, yada, yada. Just, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're nuts. Like, man, it ain't that serious. Like, I'm just glad he didn't stick it to his throat and cut his wrist or nothing, right? I'm all right. Ambulance is on the way. I don't need an ambulance. I'm all right. I'm holding all these towels on him, and the ambulance pulls up. EMS comes in. What happened to him? Nothing happened to me. I did it to myself. What? Oh, you've got to go to the hospital now. They get him. Can you walk? Yeah, I can walk. He stumbles out the door, bleeds all the way out the door, gets in the back of the ambulance. I'm drunk. Gilbert's my homeboy. Gilbert's my friend. I grab a backpack, throw a bottle of E&J in it, a couple other things, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to ride with him to the hospital. You can't ride. I'm like, it's my homeboy, man. You know, he's going through something. That's why he did this. I'm going to ride with him, make sure he don't hurt himself. He don't hurt none of y'all. Like, if he decides to spaz out the back of that ambulance because he's going through something, what are y'all going to do? I mean, it's like y'all got King Kong in the back of the ambulance. So I ride with him the whole way to the hospital. He don't say a word. We get to the hospital. I'm going, no, you can't go back. We got to take him straight back. You have to wait out in the waiting area. Well, I go in this little room where I guess you would, if your kid was there or you were a kid and you didn't feel, you had to wait in the waiting room. It's a room with toys, and it's got Chip and Dale Rescue Ranger playing on TV, right? I am drunk, sloppy drunk. Sit in the middle of this little waiting room in the hospital. There's nobody else in this little room but me. Everybody else is out in the main waiting room, in the emergency room. And by now, it's late night, probably pushing 12, 1 o'clock. I pull the bottle of liquor out, sit in this chair, and I look around. There's nobody in here. Start guzzling. Blow, blow, blow. Drink. Cork it back off. Put it back in my backpack. I black out. I wake up the next morning because the hospital staff and security is looking at me and messing with me. Sir, you need to get up and you need to leave. Where's my homeboy? Look, you can figure all that out when you leave. What's wrong? Sir, you need to leave. I get to looking. I done thrown up all over myself. I done puked all in this little room with or Chippendale Rescue Rangers is on repeat. It's all that played on this TV. When I went to sleep, that was playing. When I woke up, it was playing. I don't know if it was a VHS tape, it was a DVD that was on, loop that just played. I done passed out drunk, thrown up everywhere, bottle of liquor's knocked over, contents of my backpack are all out all over the floor, my shoes are kicked off, and I'm just asleep in the middle of the carpet. Yeah, I got up, left, walked down the street, went to a payphone, called somebody, came and picked me up. Gilbert was released from the hospital a couple days later. He ended up, I don't know if embarrassment got the best of him. He just wanted to be where nobody would ever see him or nobody knew him. Without any notice, Gilbert just packed up and moved. I did see Gilbert, however, about 6-7 months later, bouncing at a club we had out here at the time called Have a Nice Day Cafe. Also used to be the flood zone for my Richmond cats that know what I'm talking about. He was bouncing the door there. We talked. Told me the little girl was 100% not his. Last I heard, Gilbert died as well. It's crazy how that works, man. But yeah, behind the pain that a woman inflicted on his heart, Gilbert tried to gut himself, man. You could have seen the look on the people's faces in that party when that man cut himself. The faces were just, some of it was disbelief, some of it was just straight, like a look of horror on people's face. That has got to be one of the craziest things I've seen somebody do to themselves and actually live through. A lot of people didn't come back after that. People didn't want to be around if Gilbert was around, and the people that didn't know me or know him that showed up with them people, their introduction to us was what happened that night. But yeah, I heard old Gilbert died, man, and I can't say he tried to take his own life. I think that Gilbert just was trying to release the pain. Now people cut themselves or do things. You got people that burn themselves. They do different things to inflict pain on themselves. I think that's what he did in that moment. The mixture of the alcohol, the bad news, the emotions, definitely the alcohol, led that man to putting a damn razor blade into his stomach and trying to cut himself in half. You can't make this shit up. I am so glad I've changed my life around. I am so glad I've grown to become the man I've become. My New Year's are spent at home with my kids. Wasn't always like that, man. You never knew. I've spent them in jail. I've spent them in clubs. I've spent New Year's in different states, different prisons. But prior to going away, New Year's Eve was not just a celebration, but it was usually a night that ended in chaos. The first story was crazy, man, to think that nobody took me to the hospital. The show must go on. The party must continue. My homeboy's right. He's like, nah, I've seen him do this before, man. He'll be all right. He'll eventually wake up. Just check on him and keep checking on him, you know what I mean? Make sure he's alive. That was crazy indeed. And then the shit with Gilbert was, I still can't wrap my head around doing something like that to myself. I can't picture myself just cutting myself a little bit. I hate when I get cut at work. Ain't nobody trying to hurt themselves. But to do what he did was some next level pain release, craziness, drunkenness. I don't even know what you would call that. Once again, happy holidays. Hope everybody's doing okay. New Year's Eve is approaching, and I got some crazy stories on New Year's Eve. Even though I just told you one, I've got a couple bangers. One that happened in prison and another one that happened in the streets that I'm going to be sharing with y'all in the days to come. As always, I love all y'all. Y'all be safe. Happy holidays once again. But anyways, these jails, detention centers, these prisons, these streets, they're all just crazier worlds inside of a already crazy world that we live in. And as always, y'all know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to keep y'all entertained. Are you not entertained? And like always, this is Jay Williams. Let's live life. To all my real ones, and there are some real ones watching. Y'all still watching me. Man, y'all know how we do. Salute. Damn, Gilbert.